KHQN has a lot of nerve putting these guys on the air. This is Escape the Matrix with Dave Sherwin and Dan Jones, live from Rock Canyon Studios in Provo, Utah. Call 1-800-776-1913, 1-800-776-1913.
$4 where you can just buy the Pinning for Dollars course for $17. Our premium members get, of course, all of our courses. They get the content arbitrage and the YouTube marketing made easy, and
Facebook Marketer Pro.
SEO made easy is coming out next month.
That's exciting. That's gonna be a fun one.
And we promise a new course every month. We've forgotten a few. There's others in there. And we give out a new one every month. So there you go. There's our sales pitch. We got to start with the sales pitch. It's part of what we do, right? It's part of what you should be doing. You got to be selling people on what you do.
That's right.
And have great products that they can buy. Well, we're assuming you have great products people can buy. And if you don't have great products people can buy, you can still make money on Pinterest, which blows me away. You don't have to be a business or even have a product. You can just do some affiliate marketing and make money on Pinterest. It's pretty amazing. The reason for that is because Pinterest has grown up based mostly on a user base of women who have money. Let's just sum it up like that. That's basically the bottom line.
Yeah.
80% of the users on Pinterest are female. They are women who purchase stuff. There's been multiple studies on Pinterest on the buying intent of people on Pinterest, and those are just the facts. We've proven that for ourselves in our own testing, and so it is not to be denied. Now, I will throw out this caveat. For me, it is still a sideline marketing opportunity. Whereas Facebook, I'm going for full-time income streams on individual pages on Facebook. And I'm really excited about that, and other people are already doing it. I'm actually playing catch-up in that regard. There's already people out there with pages that are making full-time incomes for them. I don't think, and then maybe I'm wrong, I don't think that the average small-time marketer can go into Pinterest and create a a profile that would create a full-time income. So it certainly can generate thousands of dollars per month, so depending on what you define as full-time income, I suppose. But over time, I just think it's going to get better and better. So maybe not the full potential of Facebook. Is that fair enough?
I think so.
And yet not to be denied. Is that also fair enough? Because also keep in mind that Pinterest was only invented, so to speak, in 2009? They went online in their beta, I think it was?
Yeah, 2009.
So they are definitely playing catch up to Facebook. So regardless, whether you're just looking for additional way to showcase your products or whether you are looking to market affiliate products, or frankly, whether you just want to use Pinterest for fun. Pinterest is fun. Do you pin, Dan? Are you a pinner?
Not really.
No, because you're a guy.
That's right. I'm a
So
guy.
you're not one of the 20%ers. I actually have a personal Pinterest account.
I do too, but I haven't really done too much with it.
You know, the first thing I did is upload a bunch of pictures. My wife and I took a cruise about this time last year. And actually, it was earlier because it was to Alaska. You wouldn't want to go to Alaska in October, but we did a cruise to Alaska towards the end of the season last year, and I added a bunch of photos from our Alaska trip. I'm a little bit of an amateur photographer, so these weren't just me and my wife with our arms around each other in front of an iceberg, although we did plenty of those. I was trying to get some really great nature photography up there. I got whales and sea lions and mountains and glaciers, and Glacier Bay is, in my opinion, one of the wonders of the world. One of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. And we were there on an incredible, perfect day. And some of the pictures of the glaciers and the ice calving off, I got actually still shots catching the glacier calving and the crashing into the ocean.
Nice.
And the splash
so
and
cool.
everything. And I put a bunch of those on Pinterest, and sure enough, I didn't go out and try to build my personal profile at all. Zero.
Right.
Nothing. All I did is open an account, throw up a bunch of pictures, and next thing I know, people are following me. They're sharing my stuff. Those pictures are all over Pinterest now.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. I mean, I don't pin personally, but I have clients that I pin for, and it's super fun to see how often my pins will get repinned. And it's just like, wow, I can't believe that picture went viral and this other one's didn't, and so.
I think it's more viral. I think it has more viral potential than Facebook or Twitter or YouTube personally.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to get something to go viral, and it's so easy to start creating following. I think it's one of the easiest and least expensive social networks to get a following on.
I couldn't agree more. And I think it's only going to get better and better. I think that all of us as marketers, whether we own a small business or are doing marketing from home or whether we're a big business, all of us have to pay attention to Pinterest. There's just no getting around that. Whether it's a little part-time strategy, and that may be fine and make the most sense for some businesses, or whether you really get after it, especially if you have a highly visual product, you'll want to do that. You do have to use Pinterest to one extent or another. I think we can all agree on that. So today what we're going to do, we're actually just going to give you some of the highlights from the book. We've created many hours, putting our own case studies and expertise and knowledge into this. And we only have about 20 seconds left before the break. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the basics, how to set up a good Pinterest profile, some of the do's and don'ts, how to get started with Pinterest, and then we're just going to go through the guide and giving you some of the highlights on pinning for dollars, how you can make money on Pinterest. And for those of you watching live, you can call in. You can talk to us. We do get calls on occasion, not very many, but when we do, we are happy to take them. And we take them at 800-776-1913. And so if you're listening on the YouTube Hangout or on Facebook, there's a number, 800-776-1913. I don't think that works outside the U.S. So if you're listening outside the U.S., you can probably call it on Skype. So you could give that a try. After the breakdown, let's start on page 23. How about that? Optimizing your profile for mass traffic. That's a good title.
That is a good title.
And I don't know that we want to dive into great detail on that, but we ought to go over some of the highlights of setting up a good profile.
How can people find you on Google Plus? What's the best search term when they go to Plus Google?
Which are they trying to find?
Your on-air Google Play feed.
You know, I don't think we've ever figured that out. That was the big question we left with last week. It is Escape the Matrix Vids is our username and account name.
Okay, I'll log into a computer off network and find it.
Yeah. Do you have someone who's trying to log into the? Okay.
15 seconds. 13.
That was better after he turned it up. Guns N' Roses doesn't work quiet. It's not mood music,
true.
right? It's supposed to be.
True.
It's supposed to be blaring.
Yeah.
So that really the energy picked up, Clark, when you turned up the volume on that.
And we were like, okay, now we can, yeah.
Now we can get
Now
back
I'm
to
ready.
work. We need that shot of energy from Axel and the gang. So welcome back to the Escape the Matrix show on KHQN 1480. I'm Dave Sherwin with my co-host Dan Jones. Today we're talking about our newest guide. We've put many hours. You have a lot of assistants help us on this and put together a guide that we're very proud of. It's about 60 pages long, I believe, and it's called Pinning for Dollars. And it's currently not available. You're kind of getting the beta version here because we don't even have it for sale. We do have pinningfordollars.com that will be making live and selling this course online. But we're giving you some of the best tips here for free on the radio show because that's what we do. If you're a premium member of EscapeTheMatrix.net, the guide is either uploaded or will be soon by Prabhu, my faithful and diligent full-time executive assistant who's been with me now 5 years in December. He's going to be getting a nice December bonus this year. He's done a phenomenal job, including a lot of hours here helping us put together this particular guide. Now, step one, of course, is to open a profile. Now, unlike Facebook, Pinterest does an excellent job for businesses. You know, as recently as about a year ago, Facebook almost didn't make sense in terms of the only way to use it was through a personal profile. And it was actually quite bizarre. There was CEOs of major corporations who were wanting to have Facebook pages, and the only way to do it was someone's personal profile. And Facebook doesn't allow you to have multiple profiles. So who wants to have a bunch of people from a corporation log into your personal Facebook to go to the Facebook page to work on it and do the advertising, right?
Right.
Crazy. Yeah. Bizarre, actually. Pinterest has done a much better job. As a matter of fact, when you set up a new Pinterest profile, it asks you right out of the gate, are you an individual? Are you a business? If you're a business, what type of business? A local business, a online retailer, a brand, a celebrity? And it just walks you through all of that stuff so you can set up your Pinterest profile correctly for your business and brand right out of the gate. You don't have to open it as a personal as you, and then do your business stuff through it. So first of all, open the right type of Pinterest account for the type of business that you have. And obviously that is step one. Now, a big mistake a lot of people make on all social media is not filling out complete profiles. And so once you've opened your account, what you want to do is just what I call slow down to go fast. What too many people do when they go into social media is they're not willing to put in the week or two that it may take to really have a phenomenal profile. And what they do is they rush to market. They just want to throw something out there, put it out in the marketplace, and their attitude is, come buy from me real fast. But of course, people come to these incomplete profiles, some of them without even uploading an image or a profile picture or done any graphic design on their profile. And that just makes you look amateurish. No one's going to buy from you when they think you're an amateur. And so you want to take the time to fill out a complete profile. Now, in conjunction with this, you want to know a little bit, hopefully you already know this, you want to know a little bit about the keywords and how people would search for you. I can give you a quick case study on this. Those of you online right now, if you go to Pinterest and do a search for HCG, I have an HCG site, the HCG natural drops that people take for dieting, right?
Right.
And I have a fairly significant Pinterest following and a fairly significant amount of traffic for HCG. And if you go to a search for HCG, my brand is HCG Easy Drops. You won't have to look very far before you see a bunch of people that have repinned my images and are giving me free traffic every single month on Pinterest. And I've optimized my profile for the term HCG. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
And it is cool. I did this just yesterday in preparing for the show. And as I looked at it, very few of the results that showed my product were from the original imaging that we did, right? What showed up was the repins that a bunch of other people did.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Including images of my bottle. I was like, thank you very much, with links back to my site. And so, interesting little case study. If you just do that, that would help you to understand how we optimized our profile and how you could check one of the Pinterest accounts that I have for one of my businesses and rob and duplicate a little bit. And you'll see it's just not that hard to do. So setting up a nice Pinterest account and optimizing it, you want to have a link back to your website. Look at this. I'm looking at one that, who did that come from? Annette Lode.
Annette Lode has pinned a bunch of yours.
Has pinned a bunch of my stuff. I hesitate to say this. I know who Annette Lode is. She's one of my affiliates. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And I will tell you, my check to Annette Lode every Tuesday is significant. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. I won't say how much it is. But right there, that little case study, I promise you, I know how much money she makes from repinning my stuff. Now think about that. Annette didn't have to buy 10,000 bottles at a time of the drops like I do. Annette didn't have to spend thousands of dollars on web design. Annette doesn't have to deal with the fraud that I have to deal with on occasion. Annette doesn't have to pay the customer support reps that I have to pay. Annette just makes money reselling my stuff without having to have any of the pain of running a business.
And she just gets all of her traffic, well, not all of it, but tons of it from just repinning images that you already made.
And then she posts her affiliate link to my product on Pinterest, and she's making excellent money.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. You can do the same thing Annette is doing. How cool is that?
That is awesome. I mean, to think that you could just have a complete make money on e-commerce just within a short amount of time and very little effort is phenomenal.
And
right?
it's great for her and it's great for me. So for those of you that have a business and have a product, I hope the light bulbs are going off right now, because if you don't have an affiliate program, you don't have these women on Pinterest that have this motivation to go out and repin a bunch of your stuff like they did from what we just explained to you for my product, right? You got to have an affiliate program.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
And
just having that many, all the more people to pin your product is welcomed.
absolutely. And so now you've got other people out there. It's a win-win situation. Now, if you don't have a product to sell and you're a marketer who wants to make money from home, then the opposite is true. You don't have to go out there and invest thousands of dollars to create a business and buy product and all that kind of stuff. You can simply go out and find stuff that you're passionate about and believe in and like, Google affiliate programs in that space, and set up a board around that product, and away you go. This is pretty hot stuff, right? So you can make money whether you are big time, small time, or in between.
Man, we should do a whole training on just affiliate marketing, because when you get into it, it's so phenomenal. It's fun to get into affiliate marketing and see how powerful it really is. So,
and you and I are doing more affiliate marketing. In the past, I have always offered the affiliate programs, and I've always had my own products. But Dan and I, as we have our own meetings, as we work on our Escape the Matrix business, more and more we're doing affiliate marketing for other people. And I like it. I agree. We got to talk about that. I will admit I'm an expert on the one side of the issue. I don't make a whole lot of money in affiliate marketing, but I got to tell you, my motivation to do so and to do more of it has certainly gone up.
yeah.
And so something that I would like to do more of. I do understand it, but there's people out there that it's unbelievable how good they are at this affiliate marketing. And I got to tell you, it's a good gig. Once you get that rolling, you have no liability, you have very little expense, let's just put it that way, and can do very well online. So yeah, I like it. Let's make that a future topic. Meantime, let's move off of setting up your profile. The next thing is you got to set up your boards. Dan, you want to explain to people, you run boards for people. Why don't you explain to everyone what a board is?
A board, that is, kind of weird to explain. I don't know. You have pins, which are all these individual pictures and with their descriptions and things, and you pin them to boards. You're not just pinning them all to one big profile, because that would be a mess, right? Things that are like and things that are similar, you pin together. So, I don't know, all of your DIY crafts, we'll just use Pinterest for what is predominantly there. All your DIY crafts, you're going to pin to DIY crafts for kids. And then all the inspiration that you're getting for your kids' rooms, you're pinning to a kids' rooms board, right?
Yep.
Or whatever your product is, for a doctor or something, you're going to have a whole pin just talking about health for your patients. And then if your patients are, for the doctor that I pin for, we have a board. I could just look him up actually really quick.
While you're looking that up, let's
stuff.
just back up a step. Pinterest, what does it mean to pin something? Well, it's based on the concept of a cork board, right? Picture a cork board,
right,
and you've taken a pin and you have taken your favorite photographs and you've pinned them all onto a cork board. Now that's what Pinterest basically is the world's biggest collection of massive online cork boards. And every board,
that's exactly what a board is.
That's what a board is. Just think of your offline cork board with all your cool and favorite images on it, and now you take that online, but it's easier. And imagine you can reach into someone else's study and that they've made their pins available for other people to share, because that's what we're all doing. Because it now goes electronic, we're all able to share what's on our boards, and that is what makes it so cool and so viral.
Yep. Yeah, so I was just going to say, a few, I pinned for an OBGYN, and he has, he's an OBGYN, so his demographic is perfect. It's exactly what Pinterest's demographic is. And so I just have, we have pins on pregnancy, birth stories, infants, baby photos, because obviously we're not just going to talk about pregnancy, because we know that these people have infants and they have toddlers and they're worried about their health and their fitness and their marriage and the crafts and everything. So we have all those things. Not just, I mean, if we were going to do only what we specialize in, we would have one board that's called pregnancy.
And I look at these boards you set up for an OBGYN. We got pregnancy, birth stories, infants, baby photos, toddlers, cute pictures of mother and baby, and there's so many directions you can go with that.
Yeah.
And I have found that's true for almost every business. There's just so many different directions you can go. Speaking of which, you should have multiple boards. You do want to break it down into multiple boards. Also, try to get at least 9 images on each board. And the reason for that is because that's just going to appear when someone clicks on your board, is there will be 9 that will display above the fold, so to speak. And so try to do multiple boards and get multiple images in each board. Back to what I said before, don't go to market before you're really ready for prime time. So get your boards ready and in place, get your profile looking good and your logo on it and your graphics done and all that type of stuff. And after this break that we have coming up, we'll start talking about what to do then to ramp it up and then to automate it so that you don't have to spend very much time doing all of this grunt work. So after the break, more on pinning for dollars, how to use the world's fastest growing social platform to make money in your business.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. It'd be cool to, have you ever seen those things where they have, it's like almost one image separated into a few different ones across the thing there?
I haven't seen that.
I think that'd be kind of cool, but it'd be kind of weird because it's all your different pin boards. You could do like 5 different boards all with the same thing. I was just thinking for graphically.
Hey, Clark, there's a link I would like to refer people to. Can I email you that real fast? And is that something you could show people?
Yep.
Great.
There's what your
Is this the
Google Play looks like when you're on it live. And that's the one television stations say are good enough for broadcast.
Fantastic. So you found that link.
Facebook links don't work because they mush them.
I see. They compress it to make it easier, use less bandwidth, I imagine.
Interesting.
Okay, here comes that link. And let's start the next segment with that. It's basically a link that I want to refer everyone to that Pinterest puts out called Success Stories, Business Success Stories. It's an excellent link. It's a great place to go and learn and pick up ideas on how you can be successful on Pinterest. Let's start with that and then go into pinning and making money with Pinterest. I started we also have an announcement. Let's see. We don't have the radio clock showing anymore, though. Is it just covered up?
1:14.
1:14. Okay.
Now, because of this step, again, because it wasn't linked on our channel, they'll pick you up at the bottom of the hour. They're picking you up now. So.
At the bottom of the hour?
Yeah, right now. So
Oh.
they're picking you up. Channel 17's got you on live.
Well, welcome to our listeners from Channel 17. This is the Escape the Matrix show. We're on every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. We simulcast on KHQN 1480 AM in Provo and also online, and we're happy to have you here. We're currently on a radio break, but we'll be back live in a couple minutes. And we are talking today about pinning for dollars, which is a new guide that we have put out from the Escape the Matrix company. It's actually not available in the marketplace yet. And so we're giving you some of the highlights and tidbits from that guide. That's the topic of our show today. So thank you for joining us. We will be back live on the air in 10 seconds. And we'll see what type of bumper music we have here. That's good bumper music right there. Just gets us going every time.
I say we just keep that playing in the background the entire time we're talking.
Just keep it rolling. That's what they do at my CrossFit gym. Songs like that come on, and they crank them really loud, and I swear you can lift more weight and go faster. It's like a natural drug.
It injects something into you through your ears.
Yeah, there's just nothing like old AC/DC. You gotta love it. Today, Pinning for Dollars, the Escape the Matrix show. Happy to have you here. By the way, we do have a toll-free number. If you're in the U.S., you can call us, and our engineer, Clark, will put you on the air, and we will answer whatever question you have. 800-776-1913. Today's topic, again, Pinning for Dollars. We've already covered some of the basics of Pinterest, why you ought to do Pinterest. Every business should be doing Pinterest. There's a variety of ways to make money on Pinterest. We've given a case study or two. And for those of you that are just joining us, all of our episodes are uploaded to YouTube at youtube.com/escapethematrixvids. And so you can see all of our past episodes right there. Today, we're talking about Pinterest. And now we're on to, we've already mentioned the virality of this. But of course, it only goes viral if you, first of all, put it on your board.
Right.
Right? It doesn't go viral if it's sitting on the hard drive of your computer.
Right. You should probably get it there. First step to making something viral is to put it on a network that can make it viral.
Absolutely. And the other way it'll go viral is if it's good.
Yeah.
And so it's worth taking a little time to make it good. What does good mean? That totally depends on your niche. And it's a very subjective thing. And it depends on what you're selling. But if you're going to do photography, make sure your photographs are good, because you got a lot of competition out there.
That's so true.
And if you're just doing generic product sales of a product that's maybe not that great and visual, there's all types of other things you can pin. If you do, let's go back to the case study. Some people just joined us. I sell HCG online. It's one of the things that I sell. And if you go, my brand is called HCG Easy Drops, and you could do a very simple and quick case study by going to Pinterest. In the upper left-hand corner, there's a search bar. Enter the term HCG and quickly look at what I post. See, how many images can I take of a bottle of HCG Easy Drops, right?
At least 2.
Different angles, different lighting, from above, from below. It only goes so far.
Yeah.
And yet, we post daily.
Yeah, and so you'd think, what am I going to do with the product? How many times can I pin this product, right? And you probably only have a couple shots of your bottle anyways, and you're not going to go take more shots of it.
So it's not about the bottle.
Exactly.
What does the bottle do? The bottle helps people lose weight. Now, once you get into losing weight, now all of a sudden there's all kinds of great imagery that we can use, and you can simply go find it. So that's what I'm telling you to do. Just go and search HCG. You'll see what I do. You'll see what my competitors do. By the way, for those of you who are business people, I have not done one thing. 0. No pins. I didn't open the account. I did absolutely nothing. I've got a full-time assistant. Actually, she does 20 hours a week. She's not full-time. 20 hours a week. I've got Mickey in Manila, and she loves it. She has so much fun with this. Mickey's worked for me for 2 years, and part of her job is to manage my Pinterest account for HCG Easy Drops. I would imagine out of all the other tasks that she does in a week that she only has, I'm going to guess she spends 4 hours.
On Pinterest.
On Pinterest. And so right there, I've now given you everything. For those of you with your thinking caps on right now, search HCG, find HCG Easy Drops, find my channel, and you'll see what Mickey from Manila has done for me to help that thing go viral. You'll also see what my affiliates are doing to resell the product. And between those two case studies, and Clark, are you ready to show that link for people watching on TV? Clark is going to, I've sent him a link, and you don't have to have the link. And for those of you listening on the radio, I just want you to take a look. This is an excellent resource that Pinterest itself puts out. And they actually have a bunch of excellent case studies, Dan. I don't know if you've been through them, but it's business.pinterest.com. And then they have success stories. As a matter of fact, business.pinterest.com/success-stories. I know that's a lot to remember, but if you just Google it, Pinterest success stories, it would probably pop right up.
Probably one of the top ones, right?
And you know what? It is excellent. It is worth an hour of anyone's time who's wanting to take this seriously. Chances are, let me just read you some of the case studies that Dan's looking at right here as I talk about this. All Recipes, Arch Daily, ELLE, the magazine. Many women will know what that is. Etsy, everyone probably knows what that is. Heather Cleveland Design, Lowe's, Pet Plan Insurance, Sephora, WikiHow. Talk about a disparate list of companies, right?
Yeah, I mean, the things when I'm looking at this, Pinterest really is only tailored to, and you might think it's only tailored to Etsy and All Recipes, right?
Yep.
You'd never think that that WikiHow or Pet Plan Insurance would be businesses that would make the top 9 success stories on Pinterest.
Excellent
Crazy.
point. So if I'm in a business and I'm thinking to myself, wow, my business isn't visual. What am I going to do? I would go to this page. I would click on Pet Plan Insurance, and I would do my R&D. And R&D, as all of you know who follow this show, is not research and development. It is rob and duplicate. And we mean that in the nicest possible non-plagiaristic way. We don't mean go steal their stuff. We mean do what Pinterest is trying to get you to do, and that is they're giving you this idea so it can inspire and help you and give you the concepts that you can take and apply to your own business. Don't do it with plagiarism. Don't steal other people's photographs or any of those things. Steal the excellent thinking and the good ideas, and then take it and apply it to what you're doing.
What I was going to say, too, is that I actually posted this on Facebook the other day, is just this little quote, and I'm going to read it. It's from right out of the training guide, and it says, Pinterest has the amazing ability to share specifically how other businesses have gotten great results using their site, up to the point of revealing exactly what they're doing to reach that success.
I know. We were
When I
in our
read that, I
meeting
was
when
like,
you were mentioning doing
that's
this
true.
post, and I agreed with you. I'm thinking to myself as you read that to me. Was it yesterday, Monday?
Yeah, yesterday.
I was thinking, who else has done that? Facebook never really did that for us.
Yeah.
Twitter never really did that for us. I got to tell you, Pinterest has come out of the gate better than any other social media platform in terms of helping businesses and being business friendly. They really have.
It's true. It's crazy how transparent it is. I mean, just go look at these. They're telling you, here's the most successful businesses on Pinterest. Click on their accounts, search for them, and you can see every single thing that they've done. Crazy.
The thing they're not going to tell you is how to totally hack the system and automate and wrap this up. That's what
true.
we tell you in our book. And one of the tools we're going to use is Pin Pioneer. By the way, I've got a special offer for everyone, Dan. There is a tool, if you just want to automate this, if you don't have a Mickey in Manila and you want to have a machine that's just working for you and doing a ton of pinning and really just automating this without jeopardizing your boards, you got to be careful. If you automate Pinterest the wrong way, you're just going to lose your account. And that's the last thing that you want. But if you want automation, there's a tool. And it's called Pin Pioneer. And there's a link to it on my site. And in full disclosure, it's an affiliate link. I will make like $30 if you buy it. But here's the thing. Go look at it. And if you like it and you want full-blown Pinterest automation, send your receipt for purchasing it to support@escapethematrix.net. And I will send you a copy of this guide, Pinning for Dollars.
Hey, there you go. Pin Pioneer and Pinning for Dollars.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. But it is a very, very cool tool. It's cheap for as automated tools go. The last Facebook automated tool I bought was $297. Pin Pioneer is every bit as good for $79.95. So
that's awesome.
Pretty sweet tool. I'll leave it at that because we're not going to go into the detail on that. I just want people to know I've got that cool deal out there.
Just knowing that there's an automated service for this, because I'm looking at your HCG board that Mickey manages, and we're looking, 75 pins, 55 pins, 33 pins, 60 pins.
And there's like 40 boards.
180 pins. 540 pins.
So you're going, wow, right?
So, this is a great board. This is a great profile here. And if you don't have that time and you want to just get going right out of the gate, automating this pinning would be the way to go for sure. I think I'm going to look into that actually.
Mm-hmm. And this is a completely natural strategy. I have not done any automation on this. This is 100% natural. It's all Mickey. We've got 440 followers, 937 following. And that's not, we are right now. One of the reasons we created this course is for me to train my own people. I really want to ramp this up. I'm not interested in 440 followers. I want 100,000 followers.
Well, 937 people are the people that. Wait. Oh no, those might be the.
She's
people
gone out and
following
followed
you.
937. That's where she's getting a lot of
I
these
see.
pins. And through that, we've got 440 followers. More importantly, though, a lot of those people have repinned our stuff, and we get about 1,500 visitors a month from that effort. So
Wow.
that's what people got to
That's cool.
understand. To me, up until this point, it hasn't been about the 440 followers.
Right.
That it's now becoming more about that. So far, for me, it's all been about the traffic.
Yeah.
I want the traffic. I want to rob traffic from Pinterest and get those eyeballs off of Pinterest onto my product.
And isn't it amazing that they just let you do that? They're like,
Yep.
yeah, just drop a link there. They'll click on your picture and be taken away from Pinterest.
Yeah,
Not easily.
but that's how all social media works, and they get it. They understand it. They've got to build a massive amount of traffic so that business people can carve out some of that traffic to their own site. After the break, we will dive deeper into some of the details and stuff you want to do, including getting followers, on our topic today, pinning for dollars. And we've got a hard stop here in about 45 seconds. And so on pinning, I don't know that we covered that super in detail, but we talked about make sure you fill out complete boards, fill out a lot of pins before you go to market, make sure they're good. One of the products you can use to make sure they're good is the infographics product we keep talking about. Go to escapethematrix.net and Google infographics, because that's one way you can create, whatever business you're in, some really sweet, excellent informational type graphics based on your business, market, and products that will get repinned. So another tip for you there on graphics after the break, how to ramp it up.
Ramping it up. Ramping it up meaning
Meaning getting more followers.
getting more followers.
Getting more followers.
All right.
Yeah.
And followers means your stories are going to show up in their feed when they first come onto Pinterest. Because when you first log into Pinterest, every single time you're taken to the home screen, right? And
Yep.
you want to get your stuff out there. And if they're following you, you're a lot more likely to show up there. And then they're like, "Oh, that looks great. Pin."
So we've got steps here. Those of you watching online, we are on a hard break while those evil capitalists play advertisements so that they can make money.
Those- Goodness, serious.
But as soon as those evil capitalists are done making money, we will be talking about step by step how to ramp it up from step one, following something that you can see that we've done on our board there that you're looking at, commenting,
Commenting. Yeah.
commenting
about
gets you
that.
followers, and partnering on a group board. Did you know you could partner and create group boards and invite other people to pin on your board?
That's a really cool thing. We'll have to wait to talk about that for 30 seconds because that is one way to jump right in and make your board and make your profile look like it's already amazing because you have a board that has thousands of pins on it.
Yep.
Pretty cool stuff.
So that's what we'll end with is those three things, and we're live in 6. We're back on the Escape the Matrix show, and we are here every Wednesday on KHQN 1480 AM, simulcasting also on Channel 17. Welcome to those of you watching on television, as well as broadcasting live on YouTube Live. And all of our past recordings are at youtube.com/Escape the Matrix vids. Today we're talking about pinning for dollars. Pinterest, the world's fastest growing platform, a fun platform, a platform that is full of people with credit cards that are wanting to buy your product. And we're trying to help to connect them with you on today's show. So if you are interested in having people pull out their credit cards and buy your stuff, you are on the right show. And we're talking about how to do that specifically on Pinterest. We've already talked about setting up a profile, doing it correctly. We've talked about various aspects of Pinterest. And once you have everything dialed in and you're ready to rock and roll on this, one of the things you want to do is follow other people. And you don't want to follow just anyone, Dan. This is where people go wrong a little bit. So, for example,
who do you want to follow?
Who do you want to follow? Now, in our book, Pinning for Dollars, we give the example of wedding rings. So if you actually sell wedding rings, you really want this book, because we actually go into a specific case study on if we were selling wedding rings, what we would do. And one of the things you want to do is do searches for terms that are relevant to what you're doing. In this case, in the book, we use the term weddings. And of course, Pinterest has many, many pages that have to do with weddings.
Yeah, they have at least one or two.
One or two, yeah. A couple women in dresses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got everything. I mean, they've got pictures of cakes. They got pictures of rings. They got pictures of actual weddings. They got pictures of places to have your wedding.
Just to see the detail that they get down to. And in our training guide, there's a screenshot, and it just says lovely sparklers for weddings. So that's like telling you the detail that we're getting here of what they're pinning is the sparklers that you can have that go in a nice little carrying case, so that when you hand those to your people, it looks cute, right?
Yep.
At your wedding.
Yep.
Not because you wouldn't just grab a bunch of sparklers in your hand to hand it to people. You'd
No.
put them in like a nice little cardboard cover case first, and then hand that to them.
Yeah, this is not the 4th of July sparklers in the little red box that you
No,
just shove on
no
a
way.
table. It's got to be wedding appropriate
Right.
sparklers.
That's the kind of detail that you're getting into. It's crazy, phenomenal how much stuff there is.
So what you do is, once you've found those people that are doing a good job of it in your niche, so you do that search on weddings, but now you don't just follow anyone. You go and you look at who they are and how influential they are and how many people are following them, how many boards do they have, how many pins do they have, how many people are following them, and find those people that have really great followings and follow them.
You don't want to follow. Yeah, you don't want to follow somebody who isn't getting on Pinterest very often, who, does exactly what we tell everyone not to do, which is set it up and forget about it. You want to find someone who's on there probably every single day.
Yep.
Pinning.
Yep.
And there's plenty of people doing that.
And why do we want to follow them, Dan? Because they will
Give us great content.
and follow
They
you
will
back.
Yeah, there you
They
go.
will follow you back. You're building like a web of interconnected pages. And of course, you've already set up a page that's very relevant in the wedding space. And they see that someone who's selling wedding rings and has great imagery of wedding rings just followed them, and they're highly likely to follow you. And because everyone's looking for content.
Yeah.
They're wanting the same thing you are. And so it's kind of like just a little announcement to them, because they're going to receive that email. So-and-so just followed you. Wedding ring, beautiful wedding rings just followed you. And they think, oh, beautiful wedding rings. I'm going to go check that out. And they go check it out, and they end up following you and often repeating, wow, that's a nice ring. Ladies, have you seen this ring? You follow how that works?
Yeah.
And you can actually have a rich pin where the person now in the wedding space retagged, or pinned, I shouldn't say retagged, repinned your image that has a rich pin where they can actually click on it and buy your ring.
Yeah. Price
cool
tag,
is that?
everything right there.
Yeah, and so that's why you want to follow people. The next thing you want to do is comment. It's not enough to follow them, but if you're actually participating, they appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Comments, I want to say that comments aren't as common as repins, because when somebody likes something, they just repin it, right?
Yep.
A repin is really common. But a comment, if you could comment on somebody's every once in a while, that would be that'd be the icing on their cake for that day,
And what it does, it brings them, they're going to receive that notification. So-and-so commented on your pin.
Yeah.
You now go look at it, and again, you're going to see beautiful wedding rings, just commented, and you leave a nice comment, and again, it's another little exposure that gives you a chance of someone with a really influential board following you back.
Now what I was going to say is think about that. Go look at their boards. Go look at their pins that have tons and tons of repins. And when a pin gets repinned, say 100 or 200 times within a short amount of time, you can bet that it's probably not going to stop and slow down getting repinned. So what happens if you comment on that pin and now people are repinning it? that means your comment is going to be seen by so many more hundreds of people.
Yeah.
So that's almost like a way of like hijacking traffic from another big board that's already doing it.
And that's a great reminder, Dan. Don't waste your time on small boards. Let me read you a paragraph from the guide under commenting. Another great thing to do is comment on other popular pins. A lot of people are looking at those pins, and if you comment on them, you are putting yourself out there, and many people find others to follow through their comments. Key.
So yeah.
Commenting on pin boards that are small is a waste of time. The object is to find really popular pins and boards and comment with useful, funny, insightful, or otherwise valuable info so that people are more likely to follow you.
I want to make a note there that don't be spammy. Don't comment and say, "Hey, wedding rings, beautiful wedding rings is a great place to find wedding rings also."
Oh,
follow us.
Great insight.
Do not ever do that, because we're talking, I don't know, Pinterest, I would say, is probably one of the least spammy places too. I mean, I don't know, it kind of is spammy because you're just throwing tons of stuff out there as trying to see if it sticks, right? But if you get spammy in it, no one cares. No one's going to repin a spammy board. No one is going to care about that. It's all about, they're here for their families, to find stuff that's cute for their weddings, to find stuff that's great crafts for their kids, good recipes for their family, etc. And they just don't care about your spam. They don't have time for it. So
yep.
I wouldn't
So
get
be
spammy
real.
at all. Be real.
Have
Be
fun
engaging.
with it. That's the cool thing about it, Dan, is these things we're talking about, they're actually enjoyable. This is fun activity. If you just devoted a couple hours a week to doing this and doing it right and correctly and not in a spammy way, it's enjoyable time well spent. As a matter of fact, it is not very hard to find a woman out there who's trying to work from home and make a little money and hire her to run Pinterest for you for a couple hours a week. I mean, if anyone out there who has a business right now who's listening thinking, wow, I don't have time for all this. It sounds like fun, but I don't have time. Well, guess what? There's about 1 million women online right now that would love to do it for you be paid by the hour to do it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it all yourselves. Just make sure they do a good job of it. Make sure you monitor what they do. I got to be honest. This page of my own that we just looked at, I haven't looked at it in months. I haven't even thought about it. I got to follow my own advice. But I see the traffic coming from it. The results are there. The sales are there.
Yeah.
So I've been happy. But as mentioned earlier, part of this episode is motivating to myself. Part of the reason we created the training is for our own people. I'm really excited to get more hands-on with Pinterest personally. And as a business owner, I think that's smart. I think every business owner and small business person out there right now needs to be probably getting more engaged in Pinterest, whether it's getting engaged at all, because if you're not, you're really missing out on a massive free and viral opportunity. And if you are, like me, I'm kind of feeling wow, I've got to pay more attention. I've got to do better. I got to give Mickey more support, more help, more time, more feedback. I've got to do more automating. That's Pin Pioneer. We'll have to report back on our results on Pin Pioneer. Did a lot of research on that one. And you got to be careful. If you're going to do automation, you've got to make sure you're not doing it with something that will get your profiles banned. And so what I did is I bet I spent 2 hours, Dan, researching all the different Pinterest automated tools, including going into some of the forums of some of the top Pinterest marketers and reading their responses, as well as going through the Warrior Forum where a lot of these products are for sale, and reading the comments. And it's pretty obvious. I mean, they'll go in. People, if they lost their Pinterest profile using automation, they're not shy about it. They come back into the Warrior Forum and go, I lost my profile, don't use this. And so I waded through all that stuff and decided Pin Pioneer was the best. There's a link, actually. Go to escapethematrix.net. We have show notes for this episode. It's the most recent blog post. And there's a link there to Pin Pioneer. If you buy it, send your receipt to support@escapethematrix.net, and we'll send you a copy of our guide that's not yet available for sale. It's ready. It's all done. It's all proofread. It's all finished. It's ready for market. But you could be one of the first to get it if you use this Pinterest automating tool that we're going to be using. As a matter of fact, I bought it yesterday, assigned it to Mickey to start using it, and I'll let people know my own case studies and how we're using it and some of the pro tips on that as we go. Now, the last tip on really wrapping this thing up is partnering. You know, a lot of people don't realize, Dan, you can partner by creating what's called a group board.
It's such a cool thing to think that you can both have now. you have a family board where more people can pin to that same exact board all at once.
And that's a great example of what you just gave. We had a family reunion this summer. There was probably thousands of photos taken between all of us. And Pinterest is a way that you could set up a group board for your family, and that's a great way everyone could share images. And so that's a great way to explain how that would work. Multiple people partnering on one board. Now, from a business perspective, if you can create a really good board and then invite other people to pin on it, and then they get pinning, you just hit a home run.
Yeah. You're just you're having other people. You're not even paying other people to do it now.
Yeah.
You're just making a board and having other people pin to it for you. How awesome is that?
That is very awesome, and that's the potential of partnering on a group board. Now, again, we've already talked about how to set up a proper profile, how to automate it. Next week, we will follow up on Pinterest with some of the automation that we're doing, as well as SEO next week on Escape the Matrix.